When was the last time that you went on an adventure? That's the exact question that I asked in order to invite people to the Skool IRL event that is happening in 5 days. And I actually got 15 plus people to come here to this event, some of them even flying in. And in this video, I specifically want to walk you through my thought process on how to setting up the event, because I've gone through so many events from like Calvin Hollywood School Festival to like the IRL events with Goose, as well as the Castle Retreat with Matthew Thompson. And I've learned a lot from these events, as well as running my own events for the past 5 years. So I want to share what I've learned along the journey and specifically cover like how I'm thinking about the preparation as well as the activities for the events, because I think like an event should always have different activities that we can do, as well as the online side of things, because we are mostly doing events for like communities, and I think that is actually going to be blowing up in the future, because as AI is going to do more and more of the online side of things and helping us run our communities and businesses, we will want to meet more in person to be able to like, I don't know, just like shoot some bows and arrows and have a fun time while like talking about business. So that's basically like what we're doing here. I'm gonna hit the next one and I'll talk you through how I'm thinking about all of this, and yeah, really just share what I've learned so far. Because in terms of the preparation, the most important thing about an event is the people. Same thing with a party. How do we get other people to show up? By saying who is also coming. So the first piece is so important, because something that I knew was Aiden, who is like the host of Synthesizer Scaling. I knew he was going to come to Germany, and I knew this was an opportunity that can be taken advantage of, because there are a lot of people here in Europe who wanted to meet Aiden. So it's like, hey, why don't I organize this so we can all come together and like just have fun, play around, talk about business, do archery and like sword fighting, and just enjoy this like adventure and see what we can do with Skool. So that's why the first piece is the people. Then the second piece is the location. So we want to understand where we are hosting the events. So I've like hosted events like in Barcelona before. I was in London, I was in Amsterdam, I was had like multiple events in Tallinn with like a bigger organization in Mind Valley, and I helped like with the kids and teens program there. So I went to like multiple locations already, and I think like the key aspect is like just knowing the location ourselves. And that's why I like hosting this here at my place, because like I grew up here. I know this very well. And I have like set up a bunch of things, and like I also have cool things like this longboard. So something that I'm planning is just to like pick people up with this longboard at the hotel where people are staying, because I know the location and I know where things are. And this can also work in a bigger city where we just like have a smaller event. But like this is going to be like a 3-day event where people like the first day is an arrival day and the last day is going to be a departure day. So that's why I think the second piece is the location. That is also extremely important. And then the third one is the agenda. So we want to kind of like have a very loose agenda. This is something that I had to learn over time, and seeing how Goose as well as Matthew as well as Calvin were running their events, is they all had a lot of like empty space. And when we are running the event for the first time, this can feel like scary. And it's like, oh, we don't know what's gonna happen. And it's like, well, like people will figure out what they want to do. And the way that I like to now do things is just like provide a bunch of different activities, like archery. So I'm very excited to just do archery with everyone, because I know this is something that like a lot of people are just generally interested in, but there are not that many like possibilities to do that. And the cool thing about archery is also you get to like talk while doing this. So just there you go. Just being able to do that and like have something to talk about while like going deeper into the conversation and talking about like, because like we can now talk about AI while like someone is like doing archery and have like this like side competitions happening. And like there's also this competitive element in there. So that's why I think archery is like a really nice way to just like do that. Obviously, that's not always possible, but it's something that personally I've been wanting to do. It's like have like an archery session at an IRL event. Another one that I think is going to be really key is just like nature walks. So we did this with Matthew Thompson in the castle retreat in Ireland, and we basically were just like going for a walk and like people were like naturally just like chatting, and it was like a beautiful scenery, and there's like also plenty of things that we can do here on just like going on a walk, and like those are the kind of conversations that are really fun and something that I even like that I put a lot of thought into this, right? Because the hotel is actually like a 15-minute walk. So like every morning I'll be like taking my longboard and I'll go to the hotel and like pick up everyone after breakfast, and then we're gonna like walk here. So we're already starting the day by just like walking through nature. So I'm really excited about this, and that's why I think like a nature walk is definitely something that like everyone can include on the activities when doing an IRL event, because like just being able to walk and talk is such like a key way. And then the third piece that I think is like really important is content creation. So when we already are coming together, then one of the things that we can do is just create content together, do testimonials for one another, just like extract the most valuable information from one another and kind of like start presenting that. Because when we're in a flow and just talking with one another, those are like the best content pieces. And it also is great B-roll. So we're going to do a lot of content creation, which now brings me to the online piece. And it's like very few events have actually included the online side of things. And I did this for, again, like the mastermind in Las Vegas, but like I was still like on the online side, and I was like hosting the live stream. And I think this is like something that we can do, just streaming the event. And I think this is such a great opportunity to allow people who are not able to go to the event in person to still have like a window into what is happening. And this is something that I'm planning to like live stream this. And I've tried like different platforms around this, and like very few platforms actually support such a long stream. So the way that I'm now thinking about it is using Riverside, which I'm also using to record right now, because it just makes the whole content creation process very easy. But the problem is it overloads after some time. And like last year I actually tried to like do this for 12 hours as a test experiment. And I wanted to use like my camera in like different locations to exactly prepare for what is happening right now. So this would be like a second thing, is just having multiple cameras set up across the event location. And that's why like the problem is, if you're just using a phone camera with Riverside, it eventually just like runs out of storage because it stores things locally and then uploads them. And if it like continuously streams, it doesn't have the opportunity to upload. So the way that I'm now thinking about it is like doing sections of live streams, and then like things like, hey, first 3 hours, another 3 hours, another 3 hours. And this way we can like actually get all of the footage and content together, and having like different locations. And it's like, hey, like you can go to this specific location to record that kind of content. And I think this would be like the third piece, which is having a setup. So the way that I'm planning is to have like general cameras outside that just like show the vibe. And then like in here, we have an opportunity for people to sit down and like speak with the chat and answer a few questions. And like in there, we'll also play some video games. So maybe I should have put this in one of the activities. Maybe instead of archery, we can have like just general games. I think that also works and is not like too specific, because I just wanted to really talk about archery. But if we can just like put general games under the activities, because like we're also like planning to play chess as well as like playing Super Smash Ultimate, and like just things to to connect with one another and have things to do. So yeah, that's how I'm thinking about the event. Again, it's happening in 5 days. I'm not sure when exactly I'm gonna record this or like upload this video. So maybe it happens on that day, and like afterwards you can like actually go and check out whether the live stream is working. So that's how I've been thinking about the event. I'm super excited for it, and many of the people will like meet for the first time in person. A few of them I've already met before, and yeah, it's just like that's the whole thing that we're gonna do with the community. It's like it's so good, it happens in person, and then we want to do more and more of that. And those are also the times when we can create the strongest connections, when we are able to like actually hang out together and see how we behave, not just like in this one screen. So with that, I hope you found this valuable. Enjoy the journey and peace.